Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Guess what? All done. All done. I hope so. I don't know. I did not flip through it anymore before I turned on the video because I flipped through it yesterday and it should be enough. But yay! So I'm gonna do a flip through the journal that I made. And for those of you who were watching like the episodes where I made the journal, at the end I will tell you what I changed, or there were just a little bits and pieces that I did off cam, but I will explain to you, of course. Right now I just want to do a flip through for those who just want to see the flip through. So this is my journal, my very first. It's called, as far as I know, naked spine binding, so that you can actually see the signatures right here. And I did bind it with the seam binding, which I distressed, or colored with the normal Ranger ink. However, this is how it looks like. I've wrapped the seam binding twice. It could be kept open like this. So if somebody would decide, I don't want to wrap it because I like how it looks like without wrapping, it could be just, cut off here and be gone. So there is that. The back is just plain. I left it plain because I really like how this looks like. And I explained in my videos everything that I did. So if you are just here for the flip through and you want to know, oh, how did she do this or that? I have a full playlist where I showed everything. It's like making journals or something playlist. So this is the front. Glued everything down. Everything seems to hold up. Everything is good. This is a picture which could be exchanged, with any picture you want to put in there. And I did leave, I don't know if this needs to be or not, but this here is a little tuck spot as well. So everything is just distressed, and I think most of it is just paper. Just paper and paper and paper. Most of it is probably just leftover papers and scraps, because this is how I roll. I do everything with scraps. Now, this was my very first binding, so there is a little room to get better. Don't expect a perfect journal, but then again, this is supposed to be like an old journal. It's not supposed to be all sturdy and stuff. I went for this style because I knew that it's going to be like more flexible, more fragile. I don't know if you would call it like that. I'm not quite sure. So this opens up like this. I did not put anything here. I could have put a pocket, I guess, but I did not. This has pockets. It's a corner pocket and it has pockets everywhere. And I just stuck things that were sent to me. For example, this one, so pretty. Whoever did this and sent this to me, you gotta let me know what you did here. I made a little tag. There's a lot of writing spaces, and I also used the rub-ons from Dollar Tree. I would say a lot. And then this is just a little space for writing, because journals are supposed to be written in, I guess. And the good thing about this is if you open it up, it will more or less get flat. You see, it doesn't open up like the other binding where it's kind of a little stuck, in my opinion at least. But yeah, this part, if you want to write, I would say just put something underneath. Oh, I don't know. Or you could go like this, but then it's a little bit, it's not absolutely flat, but a lot. I like that part. Okay, I tried to figure out if this is 1 page or more. I do not know how many pages are in here, so I will count. If I decide to sell it on Etsy, then, it will be there. If not, then not. I don't know if I will. So, another space for writing, just a little coffee-dyed piece of paper in the back here, or whatever you want to put in there. And this is a pocket as well. I just put coffee dyed paper and I have sewn it in there. So, oh God, I apologize. I have fibro and I have a hard time a lot of times using my fingers. However, I'm so sorry. I had a couple and I looked through printables and I do not quite know which ones are which. If you know, just write a comment down below, because I would like to give credit, but I used a couple pages and those were just random printouts in my room, so that's why I don't know. I didn't print them on purpose. I just looked for some. So this is a little tag. No, not a tag. Tab. A tab that I decorated it with, and I made a pocket. Some of my leftover pieces, you know, from the roll. This one opens up. I like the little openings. I don't know. And there is writing space, a lot of writing space. And again, I used something somebody sent me, and this is so pretty. So I used it here, a little tag right there. And like I said, there is a lot of writing space, in my opinion, at least. I don't know. I don't know if there could be more. So just a couple tags in this bottom pocket here. And once again, I use just leftover from my desk. That's what I do. Mostly I use leftovers. And I did also punch, as you can see. I tried to make a decorative edge, and I punched with the knockout punches and with my own punches. Other punches, they are not in my room. If I don't forget, I can link some things down below, but I don't know about that. I mostly forget. I use some punched papers from my store, from my Etsy store. The rose ones I'm not selling anymore because the punch broke. It's very hard to punch and I cannot punch it out anymore. But yeah, I used those too. And this is like a flip out pocket thing. And once again, I made a little closure here. It doesn't have to be, but I just wanted this to be closed as well. The little booklets here, they are holding the flaps down. So there is writing space underneath, but there was nothing for the bottom part. So I decided to make a little closure for the bottom part. And those are just, you know, leftover papers clipped in a booklet. And then writing spaces. Oh, I must have, there. No, it was not even glued. I don't know why it was so hard to open. But there is that. And I have a little tag because this one is a pocket underneath. So there is that. This is something I like to do when I have leftover papers from creating for my Etsy store. I have 1,000 of strips, so I just sew them, and I have like a little thingy, you know, you could write something down and just tear it off if you wanted to. Once again, one little rub-on from dollar store, and this is my middle signature, nothing done to that. This is, I believe, called Blue Butterfly or Butterfly in Cage or something. I'm sorry. If you know, like I said, just write it down, please. I did sew the signatures with this twine. I don't know how you call it. I'm sorry. I say I'm sorry a lot, but it's just how it is. Sometimes I don't know words and sometimes I cannot use my fingers. So just so you know, this is a little flip out. It goes like this, and I put this strip here because I didn't want it to just open up by itself. I made a little card once again from my scraps and leftovers that I glued onto a piece of paper that I didn't like. Yeah. I just covered it up with pretty papers. Okay, this one is a flip out or a fold out too. And it just has one card, but you could, if you wanted to, put more in here, you know, pictures, cards, whatever you want. Okay, and it goes like that. And once again, just leftovers here and the punched page. Oh, there you go. This is, I have some ruffles because I sell them in my store. So I have a bunch and I put them in random places. And I have sewn this piece and made a pocket for a little tag. And I did put some hangers, you know, on my tags here and there. This says explore, dream, and discover. Then we turn it around. I feel like I'm in some kind, I don't know, trying to sell you something, describing stuff. But yeah, this is a pocket or a tuck spot. Do you call it a tuck spot? Whatever, corner pocket, corner tuck spot. And I just use my negative from my die cut. So I die cut and then I just distress it and rubbed it and glued it. And I took a piece of paper that I didn't like. As you can see, there is some stuff on it and it was not pretty in my opinion. So I just punched the corners with my corner punch and I distressed it in a way that I like it now. I used a snippet right here as a corner tuck again, and I just made a little tiny envelope with a little rub-on from the dollar store, and of course I will have some trouble opening it up. It's actually no trouble, it's just my hands. So just a piece of coffee dyed paper where you could write on as well, if you wish, or if I wish. I don't know if it's gonna go to somebody. Once again, there is a decorative punch here from the knockout punches, and I will show you. This is the only thing that is kind of a little weird, but I hope it's gonna get better. So the end of the signature and the beginning of the other signature are glued because it's a naked spine journal, and it makes it double thickness. And I feel like this makes it stand up a little. It's not very flexible. So if you have an idea on how to fix this, I would appreciate it, you know, but it's actually nothing too bad. So just a simple layout here, some punching on the edge so it looks better. This one was from Roxy Creations, a belly band that I made, I believe it was her challenge or something. And it's a belly band with a pocket in it, and I just went ahead and I used the leftovers once again, and I made a little very long very long notebook right here, just because I wanted it to fit in here. Now here I made a decorated paperclip right here. It's a little booklet once again with all the little pieces of paper scraps that are on my desk, and this one holds this part closed, even though, as you can see, it stays closed kind of by itself. Oh wait, was this the one that we open up? No, this is not the one that opens up. I have a corner somewhere that does open up, and I think, oh no, it is the one. There it is. This is the corner that does open up, so you could write on it. See, it was down so good that I didn't even realize. Sometimes you make stuff and then it took me a while to finish the journal, so I forget already what I made. So yeah, this was the writable piece. And time card. This was from a pasta box, and I decided that I want to decorate it and put it in here because it is supposed to be a junk journal, so a little bit of junk wouldn't be too bad. I have some writing space on here, a little tag, and a little booklet here. It's glued down though, you know, so it stays in place. And those are just leftovers of papers, and so it keeps it a little bit closed. I put a little tag there, and it shows a little picture from the booklet, which I liked. So then I made, I don't know, some kind of a tag, flip tag. And it has a couple different papers and some rub-ons from Dollar Tree once again. And most of my stuff here is sewn, and I leave the thread longer because I like it, but you know, maybe other people don't like it, but they can be snipped off really quick. So here's some punching and some of my ruffles. And this is the middle of the second signature, same thing. And then I have like a little flip out here where you could actually, if you wanted to, write a hidden message, and it's a tuck spot inside. And there is that. Now another pocket, I believe this is from Roxy Creation as well. And I just stuck a little tag, which I decorated in a way so it looks, you know, it comes through the pocket. And the envelope is a pocket in the back as well, and I just decorated a little piece of coffee dyed paper. Oh, there. Glow where you go. And the corner, stick it back in here, and this one goes into the pocket here, so the flower is visible, and that was the whole point. All right, what else? Oh, one more of those says hello beautiful, and like I said, I just like them. You know, they just, you can, there's so much space that you can use up, so I'm not tossing anything. This is a little bit of embossed piece, some leftovers again, and just a little bit of lace I used here. Now another tag right here, Just a simple one, a little bit of stenciling, and I have different kinds of papers here as well. And I put some paint on the outside, you know, some golden paint here and there, and some golden driplets or droplets here and there. And this is the end, and it's the same thing like with the first signature. And this is just the tiny little, I don't know, it's not even a collage. Is it a collage? I don't know, decoration. And this is another piece that are two pieces glued together. So it's a little bit less flexible than the whole book. Then right here, I have a little pocket, which you can open up because again, I didn't want it to just be like that. I wanted it to be closed. But when you open it up, this is a little tuck spot right here. And this is a pocket right there. So if you wanted to stick something in here, it has some acetate on top. And this is a corner pocket, and this is a piece that I really wanted to use. I had it for 2 years on my desk. It's just a leftover piece, and I wanted it to be used somewhere, so I did. Now this is a tag from Roxy Creations as well, and this one has a pocket right here if needs be. Something needs to be stuck in there, and then you just turn it and it stays in place. And this is the last signature. This is one piece, and I have glued it here on two sides, so there is a little pocket inside. I have a couple envelopes here. Those are glued together, and it's a tuck spot, and I made a little tag with some writing spot in the back, and this one opens up and you could write here. So it's just a flip down envelope. I don't know all the terms. I really don't know all the terms. And in the back, I made like a little tiny flip out as well. Let me get it. It must flip out like that. So it's just like, it was just a fun thing to make. Is there, oh no, this is from the collage here. And then you can stick it here. And it fits perfectly and goes back in here into the envelopes, and done. Then another pocket with some decorative edge and just another tag in there. Once again, oh no, this one is Tim Holtz ribbon, I believe. And you can write on both sides. Right here, that was sent to me by somebody and I wanted to use it, so I did. I made a corner pocket on my guest check with some decoration on it, so like this, you could take it away because here we have a paper clip that I decorated like this from one side, and I made another tag, and I love it because I used my woven paper strips leftovers on this one, and I really need more and more ideas on where to use my paper strips leftovers from my Etsy store. So because no, I'm not gonna toss them. It doesn't matter if they just if they wide or if they are not, or short or small. I need to use all the paper. Once again, this is leftovers that I had, and I have just sewn them not onto the page because I didn't know that they're gonna go there, but I tried to put it on here as if that makes sense. And these are the bad punched pieces from my punched papers in my store, which I'm not gonna toss again because they look just perfect on something like that. Little rub-on from the Dollar Tree, and this is the middle, and I just put a piece of scrap paper. Now here, I have a little pocket that I have made with leftover papers and leftover like punch negatives. And I made the card that was really funny. I made a card like this with some flowers on my thread and just some coffee dyed paper on there. And this is like see-through. So there is that. Another little pocket with another little card, sweet memories, and I just used a leftover piece of paper here, as you can see. I believe because my pocket was too long and I had to rip it off, if I remember correctly. So now next page is one of those again like here, but this time I used the negative from this die and I love it. And I made like a little collage here, but this die I made into a pocket. So I just glued it on two sides. So it's like a tuck spot. I believe if it's glued on two sides, it's called a tuck spot. I don't know. But if you stick something pretty in there, it looks like the dress was made in. If you don't stick anything in there, pretty. But if you stick anything pretty in there, it's even prettier. Does that make sense? And in the back, I glued it down as a pocket so I could use my leftover papers once again, like here. And I made a little makeshift tag here and some punched corners. So this, the whole thing is a pocket. And then on the side, the die that is glued down here is a tuck spot. Okay, and we are almost done. That's another tag. And I love these. I love to glue them down. I just put a little stamp from my new stamps that I bought on the back. And this is the last page, I believe. And this is like this pocket, a lot of pockets thing that has a lot of pockets here. Those are all pockets. So this one is in the back, and I just put, I love my little die here, and I just put stuff there. And this one opens up just as well, like this, because I didn't glue it all the way in the front, so I can open it up and have more stuff to write on. And then this goes in the back here. I'm considering putting a piece of cardstock in there because it's a little bit of work to put it there. But if you put a piece of cardstock in there, it should work. Then another little, this just says patience, and you could write on it as well. It goes into this one. And then I don't even remember which ones go where. This says the journey is the destination. There is another pocket. And then I made it 3 tag. You see, just leftovers. Mostly those are just leftovers. And this one, I believe, goes here. And I'm just gonna have the little one hanging out. And one of these goes here. And one of them goes here. And I also made a little snippet thing here just from leftover papers again. And this was the last page. Yes, this is the back. As you can see, once again, there is no pocket, nothing. It's just the back. And there it is. So, for those of you who have watched me making it, I just want to explain to you what I did and why I did it. So first of all, I put pieces of paper on every front and back of a signature, because once I have done everything, it just, I don't know how to explain that. I felt like I need another piece to make it stronger. I will show you here. Where's my next one? Here. You see? I felt like I needed to make it stronger so it doesn't rip. And because these are like thicker pages, they do stand up a little more. So I apologize. I hit my table. I also put washi tape, and I chose the gold because I have like gold splashes and everything here. So I chose that. I just wanted to make it stronger so it doesn't drip or anything. And I did it on every part. You see? Right here. Just to make it stronger, because it felt like it might rip after a while. And I really didn't want that. Where's my last page? Right here. And I did this here too, just to match everything else. And then, well, before I did that, I did this. See this piece of cardstock? I put it there extra after I have all of my binding stuff here. Let me just pull this out a little. Okay. I took a piece of cardstock and then I stand it up like this, and I measured the width and I folded it up like that. So, but this width matched this one. So I folded it up like this to know where to go or how long it's gonna be. And then I glued another piece right here to make it sturdier. So 2 pieces of, this is really thick pizza packaging. So 2 pieces were enough for me to glue it. And why I did that was because of the oh my God, ribbon, what are you called? Seam binding. It doesn't hold much. So if you turn around the pages, the signatures here, they move back and forth, which is a good feeling. I liked it, but I was concerned that if they keep moving back and forth the whole time, it's just paper, that they might rip here. And I really didn't want them to rip. So I took another piece of paper like this. Let me get a bigger one. Do I have a bigger one? There. So I took another piece of paper. I measured, or I didn't even measure, I just held it next to it, you know, like that. And I made it narrow. And then you know how I did the stitching? So every time, this is where the stitching went, right? 5-stitch signature. So I put it here, and wherever the thread from the stitching was, I just took my pencil. Oh my God, I don't have a pencil in this house anymore. I just took my pencil and I kind of marked it wherever this was. Okay? Then I took my big bite. I set it to the small setting. I really want to explain this for those of you, because I know that at least one person wants to do this. And I don't want you to know what I did. I don't want you to end up with something and then you don't like it. So I made holes, and then wherever I stitched inside, you see? First I made the holes, and then I cut slits. I slid it in between here, you see? Here. And then I slid it all the way through, and then I pushed the thread through the little slit and the little hole, so it would stay there. So this piece was attached like that. And I took my bigger piece that I folded. This is a little too big, but it doesn't matter. I glued one end inside underneath, so it was stuck. Then I put glue on here. I turned it around, put glue on here, and glued it underneath this. Here is glue, so I basically glued, I hope I explain it in a good way. So I basically glued this to that, and to hold it up, I just used my Dollar Tree clips. So it was all stuck here, like this. The Dollar Tree clips, 4 of them I used right there. And you see, there's this piece of paper. This piece of paper that I explained how I made is right there in the middle. You see, there is the second one. That's the upper one, and there is one underneath. You will not see it from this side because it was more narrow. You need it more narrow if you do the 5-hole stitch, because there's not much space. You look, you have 1 stitch goes in here, 2nd stitch goes in here, so this is how much space you have. If you have a 3-hole stitch, then you have much more space. You can make it bigger if you want to. But I felt like I need this extra support. I felt like this is important. And right now I'm just trying to figure out where this part comes from, because I would like to make it a little bigger. Whoa. Okay, so this is not the flip through anymore. I'm just trying to loosen up, because now I see that this part might be, you see, it pulls a little more to the inside here. So I'm just trying to loosen this. But other than that, I feel like everything worked. And sorry, my scissors dropped down. Everything worked, and I like the feel of not being, I don't know how to explain that. It's not sturdy. I hope that makes sense. It's more like fragile. Like I said, it's more, it feels more old. Like if I have, my great grandmother had a Bible, and I have the Bible now. And if I start looking through the Bible, it feels so fragile, and it makes me turn the pages really carefully. And I enjoy this because I know it's old, I know it's fragile, I know I have to be a little more careful, you know. And this is what happens here, except for this pages, and I'm not quite sure how to fix this. Like I said, I did not find even one video on how to do a proper binding like that. Not even one. Somebody should teach us. Or maybe I just couldn't find it, but I looked on YouTube and I actually Googled it as well. Okay, now I have one short one and one is long, just because I kind of liked to have the long one around twice and the short one doesn't go around at all. It just stays here. So there is that. It was a lot of work, a lot of fun. I really had fun. You know, I must say, I'm not a big fan of making covers. No, not a big fan at all. I want to make signatures. I love making signatures, but I dislike making covers. So if somebody's out there who loves to make covers, I'll make signatures for you. How about that? Yeah, but I love it. It turned out really, really cool. It's all not straight. It is straight, but if you move it, it's all movable. And this is how it looks like here from the front. I think it's amazing. You know, everything is so different. There's the top and the bottom. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's just really, really pretty. There is a lot of things that I would pay attention to next time. I don't know if I would keep it as paper here or just use cardstock around the signatures, or how to do that. I don't know. I would have to figure out. But you know, next time I'm planning on making one of these, but probably with just one signature. I think I'm gonna make a small journal, you know, just a small journal with an open spine and just have one signature in it so I don't have the signature problems. Okay, so let me know if you like this. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks, please, in the comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed watching me making it. I don't know, I'm not a teacher, like I said. I'm just sharing whatever I'm learning while I do something. So yeah, if you enjoyed this one, please give me a thumbs up, you know. Leave a comment down below so it boosts my creativity, or probably my belief in myself that I'm able to create something. And yeah, share, subscribe, and start making a journal. Enjoy your day. I see you soon. Bye bye.